Good morning. Thanks for joining me. Oh, I still have on my mask. Hello, and thanks for joining me for another Bible story. I was still wearing my mask. I'm sure many of you are too, now that we've gone back to school. And I know sometimes they can be a little cumbersome, right? You get a little hot and it's hard to speak sometimes or to understand people. But you know, wearing your mask kind of ties into our story this week. When Jesus is asked by the Pharisees, what is the greatest commandment? What is the greatest law of all the commandments? Do you remember this part from last week? It talks about loving God, but it also talks about loving one another. And when we wear our mask, it shows that we love one another. We love each other so much that we want to keep everyone safe. So when we wear our mask, we are doing just that. We're showing each other love because we want each other to stay safe during this time. So remember, your mask is just another way for you to share your love in a different way. So let's get started with our story. But before we do, like every time that we gather, we invite God to be present. We invite Jesus. And then we always light a candle for the Holy Spirit. That's called the Trinity. When we relax and we settle in and we invite God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit into our session or into our time together, we can feel their presence. So I hope you can feel it at home because I can feel it here. Now our story comes from our Spark Bible, and we're going to finish up with what we started last week. It's called the Greatest Commandment. Remember that the Pharisees, who had lots and lots of laws, had asked Jesus a question. What was the most important law? Jesus responded. Now, you see, they thought they were going to trick Jesus, but it didn't. Love God with all your heart, your soul, and your mind. However, Jesus tells them, there is a second one equally as important and equally as great. And that's to love your neighbor as yourself, to love one another. Now, the Pharisees' jaw dropped. They hadn't tricked Jesus. In fact, Jesus decides to ask them a question. What do you think about the Messiah, and whose son is he? Now they thought about this. They had learned about the Messiah in school. So then they say to Jesus, the Messiah came from the family of David. Then, says Jesus, why do all the people from the family of David praise David as the Messiah? They had to think long and hard, and they didn't exactly have an answer. They backed away from Jesus, and they decided maybe it was smart never to trick this man again. You see, they realized the Messiah was someone who was divine, like Jesus. They started to realize that Jesus may be actually the Son of God. And they too started to believe. At the end of our story today, I have a fun video for you. So I want you to get up and dance and sing along. And remember, the greatest commandments are to love your God with all your heart, mind, and soul, and to love one another. And there's lots of ways we can show each other that we love each other. And right now, during this time, we're wearing our mask. Hey, I want to invite you to come Sunday here with your backpack. We have tags for you, and we're blessing you as you start your new school year. So join us. Kona Ice will be here. Join us on Sunday from 11:30 to 12:30. I want to thank you for joining me for another one of our Bible stories from our Spark Bible. Go, have a great week. Have fun with the video, and I'll see you next time.
Matthew 22:37-38. Matthew 22, Jesus replied, love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first, this is the greatest commandment. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first, this is the greatest commandment. Love, love, love. God is great, God is King. Love, love, love. Loving God is the greatest.